we decided we're doing an ETR group chat white elephant.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
So
sweet.
I'm getting him a New York Knicks basketball club t-shirt because his bit to me every time is he treats American sports that I like soccer, and he's like, what are the Knicks supporters venting about today? And
Jeez.
like, what are they in danger of relegation? And so I'm getting him a New York Knicks basketball club t-shirt, which I'm upset because I thought of it. Because do you know who Jordan Woods is?
Jordan Woods. How do I know that name?
She's like a Vanderpump or Bravo person.
Yeah.
I think she's friends with Kim Kardashian, and she's dating one of the Knicks, and she came out with a clothing line, and that was the naming. And I saw it, immediately went on. I was like, this is what I'm going to get for Kaylin. And then it sold out like an hour later, and I hadn't pushed the button.
Oh.
So now I got to find like a bootleg one, which, Kaylin.
It's almost better.
It is, but, Kaylin loves a Jordan Woods.
What is up, soccer friends? Welcome to the Kickback Committee. We are glad you're here. I'm Susanna Fuller alongside my good pal, David Goss. We're still spreading the holiday cheer. We've put a pin in 2025, and we are looking ahead to what is going to be an absolutely massive year in soccer for North America in 2026. So we're going to kind of outline some of the big dates and events that you need to mark on your calendars because there's a lot. There's a lot, David. A lot happening in 2026, my friend.
It's one of those things where the phrase 2026 in the soccer world has just been a thing that we've all been saying for 8 years, and it's just been there. And now it's like, oh, weird. It's my phone. Here. Every morning when I wake up, that's the date that it says on the front of it, and it's here. Yeah. Whew. And I think one of the things is the World Cup's going to be once in a lifetime. It's going to be massive, for good and bad, all these things happening. But I think also this was a good reminder to me of like, but also all the other soccer is going to happen. Like it's not just the World Cup.
And that's what I realized mostly when we were putting together the rundown for this episode. I was like, oh my God, there really is just so much going on top of a World Cup year.
One of the funniest events of the year, and I vividly remember some of the past ones, is the UEFA Champions League final the year of a men's World Cup. Not Qatar, because Qatar was in the winter, where it's like, in theory, it's this biggest game of the year, but it's the only time you watch it through the prism of like, oh, that person's going to be on Portugal, that person's going to be on Brazil.
Yes.
Like I can remember sitting there watching the 2014 Champions League final, which was, I think, one of the Atleti Real Madrids. I think it was back-to-back. And I kind of root for Atletico Madrid, so I was invested, whatever. But I remember watching it watching like the people from the same countries after shake hands or have the flags where you're like, oh, in 3 weeks, you're going to see them at the World Cup. And it's just, I find it like, it's almost like this last day of school type vibe.
Totally.
With it.
Totally. That's a very good analogy. Yeah, it is because like, the World Cup, we will have obviously been talking about it leading up to the Champions League final. So it's just going to be so present and front of mind. And you look to the stars. You look to the stars of Champions League to make a huge impact in a World Cup. So it's going to be really, really fun to watch. But before that even happens,
not even close.
God, my God, you guys, this primer that we're about to dive into is it's extensive. So just buckle up. Okay. Fair warning. But we're going to start with it's kind of become like one of the things that I look forward to most, especially when it comes to like an MLS season. And that's the Coachella Valley Invitational, which is a massive preseason tournament that they hold in Coachella, obviously, the Palm Springs area in February, which like, by the way, is perfect.
Dreams.
Like who doesn't want to be in the desert in February when it is brick everywhere? Except there. So the Coachella Valley Invitational is happening. I believe it kicks off on February 7th. Is that correct?
Yes.
David Goss?
It's 3 weekends long, 2 weeks. And as you said, it's like dream scenario. I think you're a big spring training person, right?
Yes.
We had this conversation growing up. You went?
Every year we would go to Mesa, Arizona and watch the Cubs in spring training.
Hell yeah. What's the name of the place?
It was Hohokam was the name of the park that they played in back then, and then they've moved, and I don't know what the new stadium is.
But that's like a yearly tradition thing. It's a thing people desire to go to. And then on the basketball side, there's Summer League where people go to Vegas, which I've never understood why you're going. I get that you're not really outside, but don't go to Vegas in the summer. I would say don't go to Vegas ever, but that's so those are those things where it's like, I think we all kind of have this idea of it's a thing you always want to do or it's a tradition for people. And to me, this should be it on the soccer side in North America. It's whether you want in a location you want to be. And the reason these things are so fun is they're so casual that you can be right against the field. You can chat with the players. You can take pictures. You can get autographs.
The access is incredible.
And it's a different energy because the people are in a different moment. Like there's just no world in which during a season when these athletes and coaches are being competitive and the soccer world starts to convene. So there's, foreign office executives who are there and agents and all this stuff who are just part of the sport. And I think this should be the one for North American soccer. So I think it's really cool. We are doing a little bit of work with them to help promote it because I should think it should be that thing.
Still bummed we didn't get the invite, but that's fine. Maybe next year.
Maybe next year. We're always trying to make the game a little bit bigger, and I think this is an opportunity to. So it's going to be awesome. And then that middle weekend, you get both MLS and NWSL.
Oh, that's really cool.
So for soccer-wise vibes, it's the perfect weekend of the year. So if you're planning a trip, that's the one you want to look at. You see the last games for the MLS teams, and you see the first games for the NWSL teams.
Yep. 12 MLS teams will be competing, 6 NWSL teams, including Denver, which is going to be interesting because it'll be our first time to kind of get a look at what they could look like in the NWSL season as one of the debutantes in 2026. So, lots to look forward to in Coachella. Wish I was going. Definitely going to have FOMO. Do they stream those games, Goss?
They do. They do.
That's good.
And they're available on local TV, depending on where you are, based off your team. The details. We are pre-recording this, the secret of television. We are not here on this day. I think currently I'm in Mexico, depending on when this dropped.
Amazing.
So, I don't know exactly. But yes, they are broadcast.
Okay, very good. All right. So
Doyle's the only person who watches them.
And that checks.
It'll be May. He'll be like, remember
levels.
in preseason when they played a 3-4-1-2? You're like,
so many levels. Well, Ian, when he was with Minnesota United, they got to go to
they're one of the main ones.
Yeah, and he said it was just awesome. He was like, it was just, but it was also like really great because you're playing against other teams, and so it's a excellent opportunity as a coach and as a team to kind of see where you
stack up. Yeah,
exactly. So it's very entertaining, super cool. Next year, we'll manifesting all of it. Okay, let's move it along to the season kickoffs for our North American leagues, and this is literally going to be here before we know it. David Goss, MLS's opening weekend and home openers happening on February 21st, which is like tomorrow.
Yeah, that does feel really, really close,
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, it's
less than 2 months.
It just the final just happened.
Yeah.
It just happened. But yeah, here we are. So February 21st is MLS's back weekend. Some of the notable matchups: Inter Miami, reigning champions, they will play at LAFC on the 21st. So that's kind of that'll be a fun, good way to kick off their season.
I think that was Miami's first ever game. And then they COVID hit and closed the season down the game after, so they never played their home opener until later on. But I'm pretty sure the first game in the club's history was at LAFC.
Oh, wonderful.
What a time.
What a time to be alive. Oh, my God. And also worth noting, April 4th, that is going to be Miami's home opener when they open up their brand new
I can see the stadium right now.
Park. You can, are you literally right there?
I can see it from my window. Yeah.
No way. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Every time we talk about them, I always look and I'm like,
you should give us like construction updates.
It's like close. This was the thing was they had announced and said that they were opening in 27.
Okay.
And I'm driving by and I'm like, this thing, it went from nothing to up within 2-3 months.
Okay.
But I wasn't sure. And then my sister visited, and my sister works in construction. She does some of the coolest projects in New York City because my sister's a superstar. Yeah. And I was like, does this look as finished as I think it does? And she's like, yeah, I don't know the exact build. Like, I'm not inside of it. I don't know. But yeah, your idea of what you think is completed, and that all takes a lot of work. So they finished it faster than they expected. So I watch it go up. It's inside I say inside, like it really is like in the Miami airport.
Yeah.
So anytime you fly in and out, you see it.
You're going to see it. Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Look forward to that. Again, April 4th for that one. All right. The NWSL season actually kicks off. So the Challenge Cup happens first, guys, and that is going to be on February 20th. And that is going to be Shield winners, KC Current, taking on NWSL champs.
Delicious.
Gotham, which is going to be great because that's going to be such a grudge match. And I mean, if there are two teams I'd like to see go head to head, just kick things off, it's those two. And
I think this is the third time it'll be this format because obviously the Challenge Cup name came out of the back from COVID. I do believe the cup winner is the one who hosts. So
that would make sense.
It will be at Red Bull Arena, I guess.
Okay.
So KC won't get to host. Orlando hosted last year and Gotham hosted the year before. They hosted San Diego. So it'll be cool.
That's going to be fun. And then the regular season kicks off on March 13th. So the weekend of March 13th, I should say. And we've got two debutantes coming into the league, Boston and Denver. So Boston, their first game is going to be March 14th at Gillette Stadium. And the Denver Summit's first match is going to be March 28th at home. Or their first home match is going to be at Mile High Stadium. So those are two to circle.
Which I already have purchased tickets for.
You're going to be there?
Yeah, I was not going to miss it. Both of my sister-in-laws who live there have season tickets for their families. And because the games are moving from stadiums, they have like, this is where you'll sit. What do you want to do? And they were like offered more tickets in the section if they needed to.
How
so
cool.
We immediately purchased them.
That's so fun. I'm assuming, do you think Jordan's going to give you like a hookup to like a VIP box? Sweet.
I did it so I didn't have to ask. I think we've both been there where it's like people know people and you don't want to be needy. You want to be casual.
Do you I feel like I need to take advantage more of my
people you know?
Yes.
I tell this my wife
I'm way too
to ask
polite.
anyone
I'm
for
way
anything.
too polite about things.
You are my wife is like, "Oh, should we go to this?" Like, and it'll be sometimes like a niche thing where she's like, "Oh, should we go to this thing?" And it's like, I'm not going to an NWSL preseason game and buying a ticket. We know enough people. Let's just ask someone for a ticket. And she's like, no, we don't want to trouble anyone. I'm like, I get it. And then people ask you for stuff and you're like, I'd love to help out if you can. Yeah. I personally am like, I'd love to. The capacity is 76,000 for Mile High Stadium. I don't know for soccer exactly. I think they're going to get close. My guess is, here's my over-under line. Okay. I don't know what that means because I don't really understand gambling. But I think Boston gets 30K and I think Denver gets 60K. Do you think I'm high or low?
Okay. Wait, Boston gets
30,000 at Gillette, which holds like 65.
Yeah, I think that's probably about right. I feel like that's reasonable. Gillette, like, I think the thing that people have to understand is that, like, at least Mile High Stadium is not that far outside of, like, Denver, like, this actual city.
Right.
Like, whereas Gillette Stadium is a good 30 miles outside.
There are also different cities where Denver, everyone who, quote-unquote, lives around, it drives a car anyway, like, is used to it, where Boston is different. I also think the loss of momentum for Boston with the naming thing and the stadium fight,
which we won't talk about.
I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna be a successful club. I think they're gonna be actually really competitive to start on the field. I just don't think there's the same like energy to what they're doing off the field right now, where it feels like Denver can't do wrong right now. Like everywhere they look, someone wants to buy something. Someone's engaging. Like, I mean, I see a lot of this through Jordan's social media, but every event she goes to, it feels like there are people, falling out of the rafters.
Definitely.
I think it's going to be a special moment. And I think Colorado has such a history of being sports being sports fans, you've got the Michaela Schifrins of the world. Like, you have such champions that can be a part of this. Yeah. It just feels like it's going to be huge to start.
Yeah. No, I agree with you there. I'm also basing the Boston thing on experiences at Revs matches. Like, I don't, and I know that's not fair. It's a little apples to oranges, but
But the thing I'll say is, because I lived in Boston for little, and was always like, I wish there was a soccer-specific stadium. There'll be 1 or 2 games a year that they'll do the push, and they'll get 35K in the building.
Okay.
And that's always been the frustrating thing with them not having stadium, which was people are here. It's just people don't want to be in an empty football stadium 12 times a year. But people want this. And I think that push, as Boston Legacy makes that push, I think that's where they'll approach that number for sure, if not break through it.
Definitely. Especially for their first ever match.
It's going to be so cool.
It's history.
What a cool way to start a season.
History.
Yeah.
History, people. That's going to be fun. All right. Hey, USL kicks off in March, baby. The championship home openers are all happening the weekend of March 7th and 8th, as well as USL League One.
Ooh.
And
championship banner going up?
Championship banner will be going. Their first match is away at Westchester. One Knox, guys.
Okay.
In case there was any question about who I was talking about. One Knox's first match is that weekend. I believe it's March 7th in Westchester. And then the following weekend is their home opener. And I think they play Forward Madison. And that's when a banner of some sort.
Hell yeah.
Will be going up. So that'll be really cool. But again, I'm like, this just happened. Like, how? This is good.
You're trying to enjoy your vacation.
I know Ian is just, it's already like, he's like hit the ground running. Like, we've got preseason matches on tap. Like, it's all happening. I feel like that poor guy didn't really get much of a break at all, but this is
the nature of playoffs.
That's the way it goes. It's the way it goes. Yeah, I was like, you're the one that went on a deep playoff run.
Yeah,
could have been over a lot sooner for you, but
him and Patrick Mahomes are just so tired after all the success.
I know. Boo-hoo. Feel bad for them. So that's going to be a really, really fun weekend. Looking forward to that. Let's move it along to how about some Champions Cup, baby? Let's go. CONCACAF Champions Cup round 1 is happening in February. Do we know dates yet, Goss? Do we have specific dates?
We don't.
I know
we
it's
have
in February.
We have 2 windows, which is like the first set of games, depending on which team you are, when it starts.
Yes.
But we don't know which. We don't know which teams in each window.
Okay.
So my point there being, like, my understanding is half the series will kick off like first week of February, and half the series will kick off like last week of February.
Yeah.
But it seems to be randomized of which team is which, and we don't know that as the time of recording.
Exactly. But some of the round 1 matchups to look forward to. This one's going to be fun. Pumas versus San Diego, and Cruz Azul versus Vancouver. Those are 2 that I have circled specifically for those round 1 matchups. And then the round of 16 will happen in March. And that's when like an Inter Miami enters the fold.
So with a date is February 3rd to February 26th is the round 1. It is unreal that CONCACAF's article literally says schedule, and you go down and there is not a schedule.
There's not a schedule.
They go, this is who the teams are playing. And it's like, that's a matchup, not a schedule.
Very helpful.
But yeah, as you said, there's some really tasty early games, and
2 legs, correct?
2 legs.
Over 2 legs, home and away.
A bunch of teams have a bye into the second round. Mm-hmm. Seattle, I think, and Inter Miami have them. Toluca has them. The one I'm excited about is Alajuelense, because the Costa Rican teams have put up good fights. Alajuelense actually went toe-to-toe with LAFC a few years back. And LAFC are in that bracket again. So that would be like a rematch for the 2 of them. Also, one of my favorite things about CONCACAF Champions and the way it's set up is when that big name DP plays their first away game in CONCACAF. I still remember seeing Tornston Frings playing, I believe it was in Nicaragua, and being like, what did I sign up for? And so Sonny's first game will be there.
That's going to be sick. Epic stuff. All right. How about some Intercontinental playoffs? This is going to be fun. This is going to be really fun, because these are the final cups that have been our final spots for the World Cup that we've been waiting to see, so we can kind of complete the whole World Cup picture in this expanded World Cup. So March 26th through 31st is when this is all happening. So the Intercontinental playoffs are taking place in Mexico. Guadalajara and Monterrey will be hosting these. And there are, is it 6 teams that are going to be competing for this?
Yes. Yeah, so there's 2 playing games, quote
Yep.
unquote, and then DR Congo and Iraq have been pushed into the knockout like automatically. So to win from the play-in, you have to win 2 games. The bye team 1 game. To me, with seeing how World Cup tickets are, like go. This
is your chance.
Monterrey is as close a trip as you can literally get to most of the U.S. to Mexico. It's a gorgeous stadium. It's a great city. I've been to Estadio Akron in Guadalajara. Guadalajara is an awesome city, great history. Tequila is invented there, all that type of stuff.
Say less.
And to me, the World Cup, as much as you like the high level, to me, it's about the stakes and the emotions. And what could be more emotional than all of these countries, most of them trying to make the World Cup for the first time ever, the ones who have been there, it's been forever. Like, maybe the traveling fan bases won't be as big because it's hard and, these are not the biggest countries in populations, but it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome.
Our own Valer Shabila, who's Iraqi living in the U.S., is like, oh, I'm there. He's like, I'm already going. If you are coming, you can let me know, but I've already planned it. And you're like, that's sick.
That is going to be insane. So much fun. And then the European playoffs are also going to be happening during that window as well. And that has 16 teams. So there's going to be 8 semifinals on March 26th. And then the finals will be on March 31st.
And those are cool because they're host country.
Yeah.
So you're getting the atmospheres for those, and they are going to be electric.
Yeah. Of the teams, the one team that I really want to make it is Ireland. I feel like
the fan base?
Yes, I want that so.
And the way it netted
badly.
out, I think what we realize is they'd be in Mexico for most, if not all, the games they'd play if they made the group stage, which the Irish and the Mexicans, they can party.
Yes. I would like to be there. I'd like to be privy to that. That would be really fun. So those are going to be really, really fun to check out. And as we said, kind of complete the World Cup picture.
And so for Canada fans, you're watching Italy, Northern Ireland, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Wales to see who ends up there. Italy and Wales are the 2 hosts for the opening round because they are the higher seeds. And for USA fans, you're watching Slovakia, Kosovo, Turkey, and Romania. Turkey and Slovakia are the 2 hosts for the opening game. And then it depends on who ends up winning, who gets the next game and all that type of stuff.
Yeah. Ooh, tasty. Can't wait for it. Okay. Moving along to Champions League, which we hit on a little bit, but as Gus mentioned, it feels in a World Cup year, Champions League just kind of hits a little harder than normal. And it's just because these are the stars that are going to be on display on the world's biggest stage. So the knockout stages start in late January, early February. We've got the round of 16 happening from March 10th to the 18th. Quarterfinals taking place in April, the 7th through the 15th. The semifinals, April 28th through May 6th. And then the final is on May 30th at Puskás Arena in Budapest, which I have only heard amazing things about Budapest. And I would love to go at some point. It's on my list.
There you go.
For sure. I don't think Liverpool is probably going to be playing, but you never know. I don't know.
I was going to ask if you had a pick. Do you have a prediction?
Oh God, it might be Arsenal's year, honestly. Yeah. And I'm choking as I say it because I'm just
the question if it's just too much with Premier League,
and that's the thing. I don't know what they're going to prioritize. And Arteta, the way he is, he'll it's both, but truly it's so difficult. And just the amount of games, but they're cruising in Champions League.
Yeah.
I feel like I think they've only given up 1 goal so far, which is stupid.
They rotated the team pretty fully and still won the last game day before we recorded this.
Yeah. So I don't know. But I think Arsenal. You've got to throw Arsenal in there, and of course, Real Madrid's Real Madrid. I just feel like
even with all the chaos and the new manager and all that stuff.
Yeah, I do. I feel like that ship's going to be right. There's too much talent on that damn roster. So, yeah, I think it's PSG. The reigning champs, PSG. I don't know. Yeah,
PSG are a wagon, and it just feels like they're one of those teams. They feel to me the most like the Zidane and Ancelotti Real Madrid teams of doesn't really matter what else is going on. They're going to believe they can win every matchup. And then when they step on the field, they're just a problem for anyone, and they could be in and out of games and still win. To me, the other one is Bayern. It just feels like Bayern's in a good spot. So I'm saying a Bayern-Arsenal final.
Ooh, that would be fun. Ooh, Harry Kane against Arsenal. Harry Kane. Ooh, I like it. That would be tasty as well. Okay, and then late May, guys, is when we start. We don't know. We don't have dates, but this is start keeping your ears and eyes open, because this is when World Cup rosters are going to start to drop. 26-man rosters will start to be finalized at that point. And gosh, I read something, and correct me if I'm wrong, there was maybe some talks of them expanding the rosters to 30. This is how FIFA has to keep up with these things where there's too many games. I mean, I was actually shocked that we just said Champions League finals on May 31st. Yeah.
I think the World Cup kicks off on June 11th. So if you play in a Champions League final, you get a day off after. You fly the day after. You arrive on, I don't know how many days are in any of these months, but let's say you arrive on June 2nd or June 3rd. You're 9 days away from the World Cup kicking off. Like, that's a tight. These used to be 6-week camps, I think. I know. The way it used to be. So they have to add more spots. Also, you've added an extra game because you have a round of 32 game. You're added extra travel because it's across 3 countries. You've added extra heat because the world is burning and no one cares. So there's a lot of factors going on, which would be my assumption that it would happen. It just hasn't been announced yet. Yeah. And then for USA fans, I don't know how other countries will do it. Mauricio Pochettino basically said, I'm not bringing anyone to our friendlies that isn't on the team. I don't think he's bringing anyone to camp. So in the past, it's like coaches would bring 35 and then they'd cut it down, being like, we're not sure. And I think correctly, Pochettino's like, you're either in the team or you're not. Health is one thing. He was like, if someone's hurt, whatever, maybe we'll make it. But like, you should not be spending 4 more days watching them train, deciding who's in your team and who's not at that point. So I thought that was the right call to make, and we'll see how the other teams choose to handle it.
Yep. Going to be very, 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 very interesting. And I'm sure not at all controversial, because these things never are.
But we talked about this on our draw show that we were getting ready for. The base camp stuff's going to be huge. Like, all these teams are going to be posted up, and you could be around them. So similar to what we were talking about with Coachella and whatnot, like MLS teams, USL teams, NWSL teams, their facilities are hosting people. Some are colleges, some are other sports equipment places. And then all these teams, I think, are going to have to play friendlies as warm-up stuff. And I think they're going to be doing them in some odd stuff. Like, you're going to be looking back at this AAA baseball stadium hosted Ivory Coast versus England in a friendly back in the summer of 2026. So keep your eyes peeled for that. We know what the U.S. games are, but we don't know all these other countries as they try and figure it out.
Exactly. Okay, and then of course, guys, the big dance, the World Cup, man, it's finally here. It's finally happening. Kicking off on June 11th. That's going to be the first set of matches in Mexico. We're going to see Mexico versus South Africa at the Azteca in Mexico City, which is going to be so fun. So fun. Great way to just kind of kick everything off. And then that entire group stage is going to run through June 27th, before the round of 32 begins the next day, June 28th.
I think the round of 32 will change this a bit, but what I always say is, to me, the group stage is the best part of the World Cup. You have so many games. Everyone's engaged. Everyone's involved. Like, I've been to 2 men's World Cups, 1 women's World Cup. I've always gone to the group stage, because it's like, I don't want the days in between. Why am I going to be in this country with nothing? Like, I want to be games, and fans and all that stuff. So I think it changes a little with how many teams get through. And that round of 32 is probably going to be still like 3 games a day into a round of 16. That's 2 games a day. But the group stage is the best part. So, like, as you are blocking out vacations, whether you want to be on vacation or you don't want to be on vacation, which I think for everyone is a personal decision. Like, if you're on vacation, do you feel like you have to go out and do stuff? Is your family around where you can't just be watching soccer? Because remember, 4 games a day, every day, because of the way it's set up. So you don't want to be doing stuff from, like, I think it's 3 p.m. on every day. Maybe it's noon. Or do you want to be on vacation to do stuff? Or do you want to try and watch in the office, whatever it is, or go to bars during the day, whatever. But when you are planning your life, those 2 weeks should be in some way the right setup for what you want to do. And we'll have all your coverage here at Kickback.
Absolutely. I always have a bit of a letdown after the group stage too, because I get,
because you're rocking and rolling. You're like,
to just game after game after game. And then it's like, wait, what?
This is when I get up. This is when the games start. This is my daily schedule. And then you're like, what happened? I fully agree.
Oh, yeah. 2022 was awesome. We actually went down to Ian's mom's house in Tybee Island, and she set up this whole outdoor viewing thing, and his whole family came down. And so starting at like very early in the morning, we would have like the fire going, the big screen outside. We'd sit there and like we would have like we'd make like breakfast items that coincided with the matches. Yeah. So like it was just a whole thing. It was so freaking fun. Oh, I loved it, but I was so sad when the group stage was over. Alas, this is all good things.
Well, FIFA's got you helped out by adding 16 more teams.
16 exactly.
They did it for you.
They did. Do you know what they didn't do for me, Gus? That freaking graphic that they put out that is impossible to read. It's like a chart, a graph of all of the regions and the matches. I can't read it.
It's Da Vinci Code.
I cannot read it.
What a game is.
I'm the Charlie Day meme. Like I'm like going like this. Oh God, it's just it's chaos, and it made me very angry today when I was trying to figure all this stuff out. So the round of 16 that kicks off on the 4th of July. Independence Day. Hello. Quarterfinals July 9th, semifinals July 14th. The third place match is going to take place July 18th at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. And of course, the World Cup final July 19th.
At 3 p.m. Eastern time in New Jersey.
New Jersey. I love that David Goss in our rundown put the victory parade in Toronto.
Hey, you sang it best in the social video.
I freaking love their national anthem so much.
At MLS Cup, I sang it. I actually have a video I'll send you. I wasn't singing it on purpose. I was recording the Vancouver fans because they were amazing. It was like 2,000 of them. So I was recording them, and then I realized that I was unconsciously singing it, and everyone in my section, because I was just in a random section, was like looking at me. And it's like, I've been around it enough that I know it.
Exactly.
I pretty much know it by heart. If that ends up happening, maybe it would be in Ottawa. Maybe I'm wrong. How epic would that be? I will actually be intrigued for Canada specifically if they do something historic, if there was a parade for not winning, which I think has a possibility. Some celebration. They make a semi.
Definitely.
Like, I think there's a chance that there's still a party somewhere to be like, look at this team and what they've done.
Oh my God. Can you even imagine? Oh,
I'm going to be there.
It's going to be insane.
I'm driving.
Yeah. No, I'm driving too.
All right, I'll meet you there. We have a hectic year because we're going to be at I'm coming to see the Knoxville banner go up.
Obviously, you're coming.
I wanted to go to the Intercontinental playoffs. Now I'm realizing it's the same week as Denver Summit. So I might just be at both. We got a lot of World Cup stuff to go do as well. So it's going to be a hectic year.
I'm hoping my goal for 2026 is that I get my airline status back because I'm going to be traveling so much. That's my goal. Like
and then it's basically free. Like you're actually being paid money to fly.
I just want to get upgraded again.
You could pay for the upgrade rather than go on more flights.
I'm poor, Gus. I'm poor. Help me. I'm poor.
Yes.
That's why I need the upgrades.
Call us Delta.
Yes. Again, I feel like every episode I'm like making a plea to Delta to help my case. Alas,
we'll rename the show.
This is where we're at. Okay, so then, as we all know, MLS and NWSL are taking a little pause in their seasons, if you will, during all this World Cup madness. So for MLS, that pause is happening between May 25th and July 16th. The NWSL will take a beat from June 1st to the 28th. So,
yeah,
there you go.
It is going to be interesting to watch them come back. It's just like this is the whole gamble. This is the whole thing. I
know.
We will build and build and build, and then this World Cup will be this up. And that's where you're going to find out whether it worked or not.
Exactly. And then I threw this in the rundown. MLS All-Star.
Oh, big one.
July 29th in Charlotte. So 10 days after a World Cup final, we get an MLS All-Star.
If they still play full 11 teams in a competition for that, I will lose my mind.
I will lose my mind.
Just play a pickup tournament. Just make it small-sided.
Oh,
or
God.
just do the skills challenge.
Oh, everyone loves the skills challenge.
Yeah.
That's all it needs to be.
There's so many things that already exist in soccer to fit this of like all these games everyone grows up playing. Goalie wars, Douglas just put in. Like,
yes.
there's you
wars.
could play World Cup, which would be hilarious. Just in the context of all that. There's just so many things that already exist where it's like you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You just need to lean into it.
Yeah.
And we shall see.
We shall see. Going to be interesting.
Maybe Travis Scott will come and host a cage tournament that all the MLS players will play in.
There you go. There you go. That's it. That's the one, Gus. Okay, so then in August, the seasons resume in European leagues, obviously. So that's all kicks off again. And I have to imagine that a lot of those guys are probably going to be feeling pretty fatigued at that point. But soccer doesn't sleep. People, not in 2026, at least. It is the gift that keeps on giving.
The other part of the World Cup that, if it works, will be fascinating is people are going to fall in love with some of these characters that are non-U.S., Canada, and Mexico, and then be interesting to see how they follow them. And is like all of a sudden is a Fulham game like being talked about? Is Club Brugge? Is Atalanta? Sporting Lisbon? You know what I mean? Where it's like if these players become the characters. And this whole thing's geared at like, how do they then be talked about in the zeitgeist in North America coming out of it?
Yep, exactly. Gosh, it's just there's so many storylines to be manifested here. Okay, playoffs for MLS, NWSL. Decision day, MLS Decision Day is going to be November 7th. And then the playoff schedule is yet to be announced, but the MLS Cup final will be some point in December, similar to that we saw this year. And NWSL Decision Day is going to be the weekend of October 30th, and their championship match is going to be on November 21st. So there you go.
We don't know where yet.
No.
And last year, it took a really long time. I mean, I say a long time, like it was during this season. But we've had Bay and Kansas City the last two. We had San Diego before that. We had Washington before that. So I don't understand how Orlando hasn't hosted. They own their own stadium. They've been one of the best teams. That's where
you made a pitch for or was it Douglas who made a pitch for Gotham?
For Philly, I think was what he said.
Or Philly.
Oh, yeah, or Gotham. I don't think Gotham has hosted it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was just saying put something in the Northeast in case they make it again, so he doesn't have to fly across the country and watch his team.
Red Bull Arena, that's what he said. Red Bull
Sports
Arena.
Illustrated Stadium.
Oh, God. Exactly.
Never. Yeah, I thought this year it should have been in Boston or Denver as like a way to start the energy and the juice. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't hate in Atlanta in the next 2 years because we know they're coming in. Mm-hmm. It's also an indoor stadium, and obviously they own it because Arthur Blank owns the whole city. So those would be the ones I'd be looking at to potentially host for this one.
Cool. Okay, Ballon d'Or, the award is typically given out end of September into October. No date specific yet, but that's always a big to-do.
And it will be a World Cup
Golden
Ball.
So 100%. So yeah, this Ballon d'Or will likely be determined this summer.
I'm tracking my full predictions. It's Lamine Yamal's trophy, and it's the first of 10.
Look, I mean, the guy, he almost won it last year.
Unreal.
Like, how old is he? Is he still
18?
18?
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Yep.
Crazy. Copa Libertadores. I left this one blank. I must have skipped this one.
The final was about 2 weeks ago. So normally it's around Thanksgiving, December 6th, December 7th. And this is my last travel one. I don't have to go to the final, but like I haven't done enough club games in South America.
Okay.
And I'd always dreamed of going to all these national team games.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've talked to people and they're like, like the game day culture is more organized around because it's more consistent. And you just watch Fla Flu, you watch Palmeiras. And hopefully it's not a Brazilian team, because it would be nice for that to be broken a little. But if it's not, that's even bigger, because that means an LDU Quito or a Racing or someone who hasn't competed really at this level in a while is up there. And that's really, really cool.
Yeah, and it's such a fun. I had a promise from Nico Cantor, who is a huge Boca Juniors supporter, that he would take me to a Boca match at some point. And so that is literally...
I would love for you to cash
list.
that in on the biggest game they play in like a 10-year period. It's like, hey,
hi,
I'm good to come.
Remember?
The second leg of Copa Lib, you promise. There was no fine, what is it? Read the fine print.
Read the fine print.
Yeah,
there was
no
none of that. Yeah, he did not specify. He didn't specify. But his I went to his wedding last year, and they literally had like a whole like Boca like chant, like they made like the tifo, and they had the flares and the hat. Like it was just, I felt like I was basically at a match in Argentina, which is pretty incredible. So yeah, look forward to that. I want that for you, Gus. I need you to experience that. Okay, U20 and U17 World Cups.
Yeah, they are going to be happening every year now.
What?
So they both happened this year, and normally it's like, okay,
that's why I was confused. I was like, didn't we just...
The U17 World Cups. I think the U20s are still alternating years, but the U17 World Cups on the men's and women's side are 5 straight years with the men are in Qatar and the women are in Morocco.
Oh my gosh.
And it's so because of that, I think they feel like it's a little bit more financially sustainable.
Okay.
Because you have I think they have dorms and they own the buses and all that type of stuff. There's some logic in it, which is if you put it in the same place every time, it becomes a bit more turnkey, and the players don't get skipped because, if you were born a month too late, you missed that one, but then you're too old for the next one 2 years later, and you kind of don't get the opportunity to be seen. It's also a chance for FIFA to control as much as humanly possible. So that's there. The U20s are not. The U20s are still alternating.
Okay.
The next men's U20 World Cup is 2027 in Azerbaijan and Uzbekistan.
Wow.
I will see you there.
Dang, that'll get you some miles.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. That'll secure it, but it will be on Uzbek Air.
It will be on Uzbek Air. I don't know if that's on a Delta route or not. Oh God. Okay, so that's what we have compiled, and I'm sure there's probably more that we're missing.
Oh,
but
so much.
That is kind of the big ones to look out for this coming year. The dates to circle on your calendar. There is so much happening, but that's what we are here for, and that we are going to be talking about all of these things and probably more. So just make sure that you guys keep listening to us, because we'll keep you in line. We'll keep you honest with everything that's going on, and we'll be dissecting all of these events very heavily on all of our podcasts, on Kickback, on Soccer Wise, all the things.
And First Touch. So if you haven't listened to it, our new show, it's in podcast feed, is Kickback 26, is our First Touch feed, which is sort of our entryway to the World Cup and everything else. We have done one podcast about every single country that's already qualified for the World Cup. Really, really proud of what we've done. Mara, who's our producer and editor, has crushed it on what she's done. The research we put together is really good. If you are interested, they're 12 to 18 minutes long. So they're quick bites. A lot of music that we've had some custom music built for ourselves. They move really quickly. And I think they're more than just soccer, because they're the history of these countries. They're about their cultures. They're about these characters who are larger than life. So if you know people who you think might like that, or are trying to get into soccer or want to learn about the World Cup or whatever it is, I'd highly recommend sharing them over. And please go listen. And if you enjoy it, you can review us, because that's how people find us. I'm really excited. And we've paired it with some of the social videos that you've been putting together, which have been awesome, where you have been singing.
Just on the Canada one, I couldn't help myself. That
Can't do it.
What do you want from me? I'm a human.
True Patriots love,
and I'm the same. In every MLS match that I have been to, where they also sing the Canadian national anthem, I sing it. I don't care. It's beautiful.
Closing on this, do you do New Year's resolutions?
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not a new. I think it's because like I probably tried to do them at one point, and I felt like
don't need to feel worse about it.
Exactly, and it was like a month later. It's like I was setting myself up to fail, and I didn't like that. I didn't like how that feels. So I try to this year. I think if I was going to make a resolution that feels actually reasonable to make, I really, really just want to be so present with the things that I'm doing, and especially with like all the amazing things that you and I are going to get to experience and do this year with all the soccer stuff, because we love it so much. I want to enjoy it. Like, I just really want to take moments, like take beats and let it all sink in.
That's an amazing one. I like that. The only resolution... Every year, my resolution is I'm going to do some form of yoga because I would like to be more flexible and stronger, and I never do. The closest I've ever gotten to sticking with one is I lived in a place in New York that had a great view of the river, and I was like, I want to go look at sunset at least like 2 to 3 times a week for that same reason. Like, it gives you this moment of the day to reflect, and people make fun of me all the time because I'm always like, oh, what's the plan for sunset? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, you gotta go watch sunset. Like, it's the best thing. And where I live right now, we have an amazing view of it. We watched the set. It's set over the city. So that was my version of that. And it was the closest I ever got. Because I said like 2 to 3 days a week, not every day. And like the odds were that I probably hit that in the end.
That's beautiful. I think that's beautiful, Gus. Also, when you come to Tennessee, we get some unbelievable
because you got mountains here.
Unbelievable. So you can add that to... Yeah, that can be part of your resolution.
I'm going to be there.
Done. See? Look at
I'm going to eat a bagel in Knoxville, Tennessee.
You are going to die at how
I know. I can't wait. Now there's so much built up around it.
I'm so excited for you to try this bagel because I know that it's going to live up to expectations. Yeah. So Potchki, everyone. If you're in Knoxville, go to Potchki. You won't regret it. It's the best. Right. Make that your resolution. Guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys have a fantastic 2026. We are here for you. Again, check out all the latest episodes of Kickback Committee, soccer-wise. Our first, what was it? What are we calling it?
Kickback 26.
Kickback 26, First Touch. Follow us on the socials. Subscribe to our newsletters. Tell your friends. Do all the things. But have a wonderful, happy, and healthy 2026. We've got so much to look forward to. And we can't wait to be your pals all the way through it. It's going to be a fun journey, guys. We'll see you next time.